coming live from the city of Ekurhuleni, Chimistin, Edumima Silela Theatre, where the city of Ekurhuleni is going to be introducing artificial intelligence in theatre to transform the theatre space for creatives and theatre practitioners and all the creatives in the city. They're going to benefit. This is the first smart theatre in the country. So let's go inside and hear what are they saying and hear the participants of this beautiful initiative program that is happening here today. Danko.
A smart theatre is a revolutionary concept. It's the first of its kind in South Africa. And the idea behind it really is to mobilize the opportunities available to artists in the new age of 4IR. And as we see the technology of AI, virtual reality, taking the world by storm, it's important for us not to be left behind in that, but to actually lead and to innovate with our artists. And we could do these things in big commercial theatres, and at some point that will materialize. But what we are trying to access is the heart of the artistic community, and that happens at community level. That's why the city of Ekurhuleni was important. We've got incredible artists coming from this space, and a beautiful theatre that is sitting here with the potential to really activate careers for artists across the board. So we want to be where the heartbeat of art is, and we want to bring people at community level along and accelerate them into the global market as fast as possible.
How do we synchronize this new idea with the traditional theatre? And also, I had some questions being asked of ownership, AI, just protecting your self-image, your voice, and everything. How do we then sync AI and to traditional theatre?
So what makes this incredible is that the theatre becomes more than just a theatre performance space beyond the traditional form. It becomes an active studio that you could even produce filmic quality or commercial quality films, commercials, products in. It extends beyond just the actor on stage, who obviously benefits from this, but it becomes a lab for training technicians, directors, writers, vision mixers, editors, sound technicians. And it really brings the ecosystem together as an activator. How we take this product to audiences outside of the theatre. Platforms are used where people purchase tickets, so it is in a sense similar to buying a theatre ticket, which is a contract. You enter into an agreement with the performers on stage, with the directors. You are there in a contract through your ticket to consume that, and the benefit is both for the audience and the artist.
So in short, people overseas anywhere across the world, they can watch live shows at real time through streaming platform or streaming.
Exactly. So you buy a ticket, you log in through the dedicated platform, and you can engage with people from all over the world, all across different time zones, in real time.
Just by testing it to this stage, what are some of the successes that we've seen? And just to add on to that, just to make sure that the success stories continue, do we have platforms already in place or programs already in place to train more people to be able to be more familiar with the system?
So the success we're seeing quite fast. For the short duration that we've had the program, artists have been able to onboard the technology to develop their businesses into more effective business models. Essentially, where they would need 4 or 5 or 6 people to run a business effectively, they can take advantage of AI, deep research, and various tools to actually become the expertise that they need, both from a business perspective, but also from a creative and consulting perspective. So that's been quite dramatic. I think the realization also that they now have access to a space in which they can produce a world-class quality product and then deliver that to an international audience is also really important. We've seen people learning how to code on AI in under 3 weeks. We have people that have built a digital twin of this theatre in under 3 weeks. And the rate at which this technology is being picked up and the skills are being picked up is very accelerative in its nature. And I think longer periods of time will actually show the kind of quality of products we can produce from this theatre. Beyond that, we're looking at a commercial model for the theatre. As you would conventionally be able to rent a theatre, you would now be able to rent this theatre with access to this kind of technology. So if you wanted to perform to a Japanese audience at 2 o'clock in the morning, you would now be able to do so and take advantage of the yen or take advantage of the dollar or the pound. And I think that really opens and broadens up the value that we can get from the work we produce beyond the live performance.
Just to who will be behind the maintenance of the system and the upgrade of the system, and from X side, are you guys planning to maybe export these to other countries or maybe other provinces around?
So there is a big vision for this, and we're saying this is the future of theatre. So therefore, it must be in every theatre in the country.
Yes.
Currently, the maintenance and the development of the system is being done in partnership with Soda World, who's a leading technology agency and recognized globally as such. We, at this stage, are strategizing and having high-level conversations about the continuation of the program, but the DNT, or as we call it, the Dream Science Layer, can become the main hub where we start training people, but then repeat that model in other theatres and repeat the economic model for hiring the facilities in these theatres at other theatres all over the country.
Just to conclude my questions, so far,
of this project in quite a short frame of time. The idea would be that as we expand on this program and this project, that we would be involving younger and younger people. But for this particular pilot, we focused on artists that could independently get to the theatre and back. It was in-person training, and it was also during the day, so kids would have school activities in that. But moving forward into the theatre, into the future, there's no reason why one can't cater specific programs for younger children to actually take advantage of this. They learn a lot faster, they are a lot more intelligent than people often assume, and the technology is something that can become second nature quite quickly. But for this current pilot, no. For future, absolutely, the youth is a deep focus.
Okay.
Did you touch on the impact of the whole AI with the collaboration of the trust and everything?
Yeah, we spoke a bit about their businesses being developed. We spoke a bit about how it's enabling them from an entrepreneurial point of view, but also from a product finishing point of view or packaging point of view, and how they can distribute that.
what are the sustainability plans of this?
So, I mean, ideally, one needs more time to test these. We've only just finished with the cohort and the installation of the theatre. So there needs to be a campaign around the management of the theatre itself in terms of who can hire it. So there is a rate card with different tiers. For artists who are professionals wanting to produce products, they would pay a very nominal fee to use the facility so that they can maximize their profits. But also for the theatre itself, commercially and in terms of government, it can become a rental space that can create revenue for the theatre again to strengthen programming and to actually do the upkeep of the theatre. Currently, Arts and Culture Trust with SODA is responsible for the upkeep of the technical equipment and infrastructure of the smart side of the theatre.
Okay, no. Thank you so much for your time and for
as an incubation for creatives. You know, we're interested in how digital economies can become part of how we can support the creative industries. And so it has been part of our capacity building program that we do in the department and that we fund. And we were very interested in also the partnerships that would have been part of this initiative because it was bringing in lots of different elements that we thought worked together very well in terms of how you know, artists can really gain a livelihood and how they can get to be trained to really self-sustain and become able to support themselves through the craft of dance.
We've seen in the past we've exported our talent in the music space, China, Ekurhuleni, so on and so on. Is this a way or a platform for us to actually export our theatre spaces or our acting talent to like overseas audiences?
Oh yeah, definitely. That is, I think, a big part of how you create a business out of the arts is to find, to access markets. You know, so if you are located in Ekurhuleni, that can be expanded nationally as well as internationally. So we want to grow audiences for works that happen and to expand those audiences beyond you know, the people who are actually sitting in a theater at that particular time, and to have market access to many other parts of the world for South Africa's cultural initiatives to export that talent that we have. And I think that in the music space, it's very palpable for everybody how South Africa is becoming more of a, you know, just on the pulse everywhere in the world. People are aware of us and our culture. So, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're on the top 10 of leading trends on TikTok.
We want our stories out there. We want people to know what South African talent is all about.
In terms of funding, right? Because funding is a big issue for our municipalities. What form of funding do you give to municipalities and also creatives? What some of the funding programs are there available from the department to fund our artists?
Okay, our main funding instrument is something called Mzansi Golden Economy, and this is how I think most, and this is to anybody and everybody across the nation, and we have several programs through the Mzansi Golden Economy. We fund cultural events, and this is really anybody who is able to who has an idea of an event in the cultural space that they want to do. We also have a program called Touring Ventures, and this is about giving people an opportunity to tour with their works that they are doing, and we have as part of the Mzansi Golden Economy public art programs, and this is really how do you get your art to go where audiences are, right? Instead of being in a theater, you could be in any space within a community where people are, instead of bringing them in here, so that art is a living and culture is a living thing, and people consume it as part of their everyday lives.
Okay, my last question to you would be that, you know, just to empower the disabled community, is there programs or platforms for them through this as well to just empower them as well and showcase what they can bring into the art space?
Yes, as a national department, we're very concerned with, I think, groups that are sort of, special groups, you know, women, youth, people with disabilities, so that there is a wider access to everybody in the community, especially people who would otherwise be marginalized, to also participate, to become creatives themselves and not have issues of access, and also as consumers. So yes, there are many programs that we support that want to bring in people with disabilities and other special groups. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
I think that will be all for us as a city.
This is a modernization of theatre. You know, COVID taught us a lot in terms of our sector. When COVID started, I was with Business and Arts South Africa, BASA, and we started to do a conference using WhatsApp. And when I got here in the city, we were already in the middle of COVID, and the art centers were shut down. Artists were not making any income. The theaters were dark. So with such programs or project, it really gives us a new direction. Should we find ourselves in the future in that situation of COVID, at least we know what to do now. So really for the city, this means a lot. We are very excited, and we just hope that our funders, the National Department of Arts and Culture, can go and look in their purse and add more so that the program can continue. But at the same time, we are hoping to get more funders and sponsors. As you've seen, we had a lot of high-profile people who are here, our sister theatres, the Market Theatre, the Joburg Theatre, who are very keen and looking forward in how we can partner so that we can move along with this program.
From the side of the city, what are some of the training programs in there now, just to make sure that everyone is more familiar with the project? Bear in mind we also have the Smart Library. So how do you guys see that together?
Well, for the city at the moment, we are getting assistance from the program called PEP, Public Employment Program, which is funded through the National Treasury. With that program, we get some grant money for us to be able to do training and skills development for theatre groups at a grassroots level, the community arts theatres, because remember, those groups, they are the future of the theatre, and they are the ones who will be who will become our audiences in the future. So we really appreciate also that support from the National Treasury and the Office of the President, because we are able to at least do some programs. As you all know, that all cities across the country, they are struggling financially, especially after COVID-19, because most of the funds had to be channeled to essential departments like your health, your infrastructure and whatnot. We were regarded as non-essential arts and culture and sport. But with the little assistance and the partnerships that we are embarking on with our with other sponsors, we are able to do something.
Just last one, Jessica mentioned ukuthi there need to be some form of maintenance of the equipment. They will do that part. You guys will have to do the part of maintaining the theatre. What is the relationship between the city of Ekurhuleni and the Act in that sense?
Well, the relationship is before. If you can recall from the actual event downstairs, the MMC highlighted that this was a call from the Oversight Committee for Arts and Culture to say, what can we do to avoid what happened during COVID? Can't we come up with something that will be more digital when it comes to theatre? And then we started approaching different companies. Our approach mainly was to the network companies like your MTN, Vodacom, to see what they can do, to maybe sponsor us with the equipment, to meet the request from the Oversight Committee. But lucky enough, knowing Jessica, someone that we've studied together at Vets, when I met her and I shared with her the vision that we have, she was excited and said, listen, this is something we're also thinking about, but we're still trying to look at the partner, for that. So that's when it started, that we started with this whole project of Smart Theatre. We are hoping that after today, we're going to be getting more support. And that support will make sure that we can maintain the equipment and yeah.
Okay, yes, thank you so much.
Hey guys, my name is Buyani Pila. I was the head facilitator of the Writers Lab that took place here at the city of Ekurhuleni, and we were focusing on script writing, basically going into a deep scientific delve on how to structure a script, what makes a good script, characters, dialogue, whatever it takes. We took a scientific look at how to create a good script, basically.
And who are because you mentioned you've got students. Where do your students come from, and how do people participate on your program?
So the students were mainly from around the city, around Ekurhuleni, and how you apply is online. You send in a submission, we review, you send in a script or whatever you've written to show that you have an inclination and a liking to script writing, and that's how we do rigorous processing and reviewing to say you are worthy to be taken in, because the city is sponsoring this, Department of Sports and Culture is sponsoring this, so that's how you apply basically. They do a call out and you apply.
And people who are interested, like I heard you mention you can apply. Those who are interested, who are in the township, because me myself, I'm from the township, but I love writing, but I feel like there are those who don't know about this particular project.
Yeah.
How do they apply and how do they find out?
So it's not exclusive only to the people of like Ekurhuleni. There were some people coming from the township.
Yes.
It's just if the ads reach you and on time, you get what I'm saying? So just keep following the city, follow Arts Trust as well, follow Artsake Productions as well. We'll tell you guys when applications are open and what the process is. Just keep in touch with the social media.
So you, with your work, do you have any township theatre groups that you are working with? You've adopted, you are assisting them in bringing their stories to life?
My second last film, Face Deep, we work with the Mamelodi community actors. So that's where we sourced most of our actors actually that were outside of the lead. So we do work with township-based actors and theatre plays. So there was a gentleman actually named Kaya who helped us source out from the community theatre. Yeah.
And your message to the young creatives who would like to be involved and pursue what you are doing?
My message is keep strong. You really need to love what you are doing to be doing this, so keep strong and let's keep focused. The road is still long, but it's doable and we can get to those heights.
Thank you.